Have you ever felt like it's becoming harder to focus than it used to be? We live in a world filled with things constantly competing for our attention. Smartphones, social media, and short videos train the brain to keep switching between different sources of stimulation. Over time, the ability to focus deeply begins to decline, often without people even noticing. What's interesting is that the brain works a lot like a muscle. When trained properly, it becomes sharper, more flexible, and more efficient. But if it is not challenged regularly, it can gradually become slower and more easily distracted. In this video, you will discover 7 simple yet highly engaging exercises for your brain. These are not the usual methods like meditation or breathing techniques. Each exercise is designed to stimulate thinking, improve focus, and help your brain process information more effectively. Let's begin the first challenge right now. Let's begin with the first exercise, which is also one of the most well-known methods for improving concentration, the Schulte table. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a grid of randomly arranged numbers. But don't let its simplicity fool you. Your task is to find the numbers in the correct order from smallest to largest as quickly as possible. It sounds easy, but after just a few seconds, you will notice that your brain has to work at a very high speed to constantly search, recognize, and process information. What makes this exercise special is that it not only measures your current level of concentration, but also helps improve it over time. The more consistently you practice, the faster your information processing speed becomes, the sharper your observation skills grow, and the more your peripheral vision expands. Now, see how quickly you can complete this challenge. The next exercise looks simple, but it causes many people to make mistakes. You will see color words displayed in a different color. Your task is not to read the word itself, but to correctly identify the color of the text. For example, if the word red is written in blue, your answer should be blue, not red. Why is this so difficult? Because your brain is used to reading words automatically. When the color and the meaning of the word conflict with each other, the brain must work harder to suppress that natural response. This process helps strengthen concentration, improve attentional control, and increase information processing speed. Now, let me know in the comments. How many mistakes did you make while doing this exercise? And if you would like to discover more fascinating ways to upgrade your brain every day, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any upcoming videos. We rely on our sense of sight far more than we realize. From writing and reading to using our phones, our eyes guide almost everything we do each day. But what happens if you temporarily remove this familiar source of information? Try a simple exercise. Close your eyes and write your name on a piece of paper. Then try drawing a circle, a square, or even typing a few words on your phone without looking at the screen. It sounds easy, but you will quickly discover that it is much harder than it seems. When visual input is removed, the brain is forced to rely more heavily on spatial memory and body awareness. This helps activate areas of the brain that are rarely used in everyday life. The more you practice, the more your sense of direction, memory, and ability to visualize space can improve. Now, let's try an exercise that might make you laugh at your own mistakes. Raise your right hand and make a peace sign. At the same time, use your left hand to make an OK sign. Then quickly switch positions. Your left hand makes the peace sign while your right hand makes the OK sign. Keep repeating this movement several times in a row without getting confused. It sounds very simple, but once you begin, you may realize that your brain has to work much harder than expected. That is because both hemispheres of the brain must coordinate with each other to control different movements at the same time. Your brain is constantly sending and adjusting motor signals in a matter of seconds. This is a great way to strengthen the connection between your brain and body while also improving reaction speed. If you often feel slow to respond or struggle to stay focused, small exercises like this can help your nervous system become more flexible and efficient over time. Sometimes, the smallest changes can have the biggest impact on the brain. One simple yet effective exercise is to use your non-dominant hand for everyday tasks. If you are right-handed, try brushing your teeth with your left hand. Try holding a spoon, writing a few lines, or opening a door with the opposite hand. At first, everything will feel slower and more awkward. But that is exactly what makes this exercise so valuable. When you perform a familiar action in a completely new way, your brain is forced to build new neural connections to adapt to the challenge. Over time, regularly using your non-dominant hand can help improve brain flexibility, enhance learning ability, and strengthen coordination between the brain and body. And if you are enjoying these exercises so far, don't forget to take a second to like the video. Your support helps the channel continue creating more useful content in the future. Many people believe that all games are nothing more than addictive distractions and a waste of time. But the truth is that not all games are the same. Some are specifically designed to challenge the brain's ability to think, remember, and solve problems. Think about Sudoku, chess, logic puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, or word search games. These activities force the brain to analyze information, identify patterns, and make decisions continuously. Unlike games that provide only instant entertainment, brain training games encourage the mind to work in a more productive and meaningful way. Many studies suggest that regularly engaging in mental challenges can improve memory, increase concentration, and strengthen decision-making skills. So, if you want to train your brain while relaxing, try spending a few minutes each day on a puzzle or strategy game instead of mindlessly scrolling through a screen. Technology has made life more convenient than ever. With just a few taps, we can search for information, do calculations, take notes, and store almost everything. But that same convenience can sometimes cause our brains to do less work. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you memorized a phone number? How many simple calculations do you leave to a calculator? How much information is stored on your phone instead of in your own memory? When the brain is no longer regularly used for these tasks, some of its natural abilities can gradually weaken over time. That is why it is important to keep challenging your brain with certain tasks. Try memorizing your shopping list before writing it down, doing simple calculations in your head, or learning a few important phone numbers by heart. Small habits like these can strengthen your memory and improve your ability to think independently every day. After looking at all of these exercises, you may notice something interesting. None of them require expensive equipment, advanced knowledge, or hours of practice every day. In fact, improvements in brain performance often begin with small actions repeated consistently over time. Many people want to improve their focus, strengthen their memory, or think more quickly, yet they often search for complicated solutions. In reality, the brain develops best when it is regularly challenged by simple but intentional activities. Every time you use your non-dominant hand, solve a puzzle, or try to remember information instead of immediately looking it up, you are giving your brain an opportunity to become more flexible and adaptable. What matters most is not how many exercises you complete in a single day, but whether you can stick with them long enough. The small changes you make today can lead to remarkable improvements in the future. There is one important thing to remember after everything we have explored today. No one is born with perfect focus or a brain that always performs at its best. People with strong memory, quick reflexes, and excellent concentration are often those who have consistently trained their brains over time. The 7 exercises in this video may seem very simple, but it is these small habits, repeated every day, that create lasting change. Every time you challenge your brain in a new way, you help it become more flexible, sharper, and better equipped to handle the demands of modern life. Remember, The brain always has the ability to change and grow, no matter your age. What matters most is starting today rather than waiting for the perfect moment. And if you enjoy content about psychology, the brain, and personal growth, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join us for more videos in the future.